was hoping like maybe going live would make, yeah, now you're moving.
Yeah,
You're not like a picture.
yeah.
I'm gonna wait till there's like a good like 10 or more people to really
Yeah. One, I saw the
talk with.
other live you made, like with the title with my name. Did you were like sitting there for 10 minutes? I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh! Like, you probably like everyone's probably you were probably like talking for 10 minutes. Like, where the heck is this guy? Did he just like abandon me or something? Like,
Um, no, I was like by myself like just now, but when it was just me and you, so it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but don't worry about it.
I'm
It's
just
nice to
joking, but
sit by myself.
you do that.
Hey, Addie. Oh, Addie, I do like members only live once a week, and you get like priority answers. I mean, I answer everybody anyways. I don't offer that much for my memberships, honestly. It's just like a way to support my channel. Um, hey Bill, how are you? Hey Fendi, thank you for coming back, Fendi, Mr. Carey, Diamond. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So, I remember a while ago you suggested me and you talk about like what was it? Was it like dating in regards to like,
Yeah, yeah.
two
So
generations. I'm 38, you're 21, right?
yeah, I mean, I don't have like I'm gonna be honest, like yeah, you have the experience because you have the age on me, but I would say like dating right now is very like at my age, it's very interesting because like the mentality, I feel like it's more like I don't know if it's still like this right now, but like I feel like it's kind of more like the kind of hookup culture. That's kind of how I feel it is from my experience, at least. Like because like if you're trying to date in like a Christian way and be like a Christian guy, it's very hard because people are like, why, like you can have sex before marriage and you can, it's my belief. I don't want to have like I'm celibate. I don't want to have sex before marriage. So like most people are like, why won't you have sex before marriage? Why won't you do XYZ like sexual thing? And then they're like, then they end up leaving because they think you're just like trying to be like friends with them. But it's more so like the emotional, trying to get like more of an emotional connection, trying to get to know like who they are as a person. So then you know that you're like actually compatible with them. It's not as much about like the focusing only on the physical aspect. The physical is important, like you need to be attracted to them, but it's not like the end all be all like it is for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it started before your generation and it's just snowballed. It's like really ridiculous. And I've heard people just like make fun of people who are still virgins in their 20s. And I think that's so horrible because you just see like the STD rates are skyrocketing and it's just like so much like one reason why I do lean towards the Bible and like there's just like undeniable truth in it. There's like so
Yeah.
much that it's like, well, yeah, that's after almost 4 decades of living, I do agree with that. And um, so did you grow up in a religious household?
Um, I mean, kind of like I would say like my parents. I always went to a Christian school, but it wasn't really like it was more so like the values they wanted to implant in me. It wasn't really like they were super religious or anything. Like my parents, they don't
Mm.
really go to church. My dad is like I don't know if my dad is confusing. He's like he won't go to church, but he says he believes in Jesus, but like he is kind of like, oh, I believe in like everything or something like very that's called like perennialism, but
It
um
sounds like me.
yeah. But like my mom definitely is more so like she's like I pray but I don't believe I need to go to church. A lot of people are like that, but I definitely think that the Bible teaches that you're supposed to go to church. It's very clear in scripture, even not necessarily, I mean, we can talk about that in a minute about my thing I'm going through right now with orthodoxy, but
Mhm.
not necessarily orthodoxy. The Bible just teaches that you should go to church in general. It does say that in the scripture. So yeah, but
But
I didn't really grow up going to church very much. It was more of an experience that happened to me, and then I ended up coming
Mhm.
to like non-denominational Christianity, more lower church Christianity, and I ended up getting more involved in that way more myself.
That's interesting. I don't know why I just assumed you grew up like going to church every week. So, but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there scripture that's like a church is a place where any person or more than one person gathers to worship God? Like,
That's
how do you
what a
feel
lot of
about
people will
that?
say. Like a lot of people will evangelicals or like I don't know if I can explain the terms if you need me to, but like evangelical is more like lower church. So there's like higher church where it's like more like traditional, where they do like the liturgy and the traditional style of like it's reading the psalms and then there's like the evangelical where it's like they have the band and the rock concert and they're like raising their hands a lot. You see people doing that, and so that's like there's like high church where more like historical, and then there's like lower church. So that's like more lower church where they say like church is just like the gathering of the believers. But like in the early church, it wasn't like seen that way. But like I'm it's funny because like I'm on the fence right now because there's certain things right now that like I agree with everything pretty much Orthodoxy teaches. I'll probably end up going back, but right now there's like certain like very specific things that I struggle with that I'm trying to like kind of grapple with, and I just need some time to do that.
So they allow you to like, they're gonna allow you to come back when you feel like it, or is it
That's me.
something
No,
that
that's
you're
more
gonna have to
me. Like
do?
it's not that I'm like not allowed to come back. Like they want me to come back. They want me to be there obviously, but it's more like a personal choice that I'm right now. Like it's funny because I'm on a live right now, so I'm kind of outing myself, but it's okay. But it's like more of a personal choice that like I'm just taking a break cuz like I feel like it kind of gave me some like the pressure gave me some trauma honestly. Like it made me it reminded me of like when I was struggled with like depression and stuff. Like the way that they have you think in Orthodoxy is very hardcore. Like constantly thinking about how you're such a sinner all the time, and constantly like looking at yourself as like nothing, like
Mhm.
you're worthless. And they say that as like humility, but in a psychological aspect, if you look at that, because I was in therapy, that's very reminiscent of like someone who's depressed or has low self-esteem. So it's kind of just like concerning, I guess, in that aspect.
Yes, definitely. I suffer from intrusive thoughts, and if I was the, yeah, I could imagine that being added to the list of
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
else. It's like every way I could die. You know what I mean? Like when you're on the
yeah,
road, it's like Final Destination. I don't, you're so young, you might not know about the Final Destination movies, but um and just like that's one thing that turns me off about religion altogether. So you still like I'm probably putting your words in your mouth now, but you still think it's worth it to have faith and you lean towards the
yeah,
orthodox.
100%. I 100% like if I had to go to something like I would just say like I'm taking a break, but I 100% like believe in orthodoxy. I would say to be honest, but I I'm not in like I just can't get myself right now. I don't know what it is, like an emotional, more of an emotional thing, but I can't get myself right now to go back just with everything I've experienced. Like, cause I recently 3 weeks ago I stayed in the monastery. I was gonna stay for a week because I was considering becoming
Mhm.
I was really interested in monasticism. I was considering becoming like monk, but it's so hardcore that I ended up while I
Mhm.
was there having like a mental breakdown because they how they do it is like they don't sleep. Like they do their church from like 1:30 a.m. till 4:30 in the morning every single night. They call that all night vigil. And they do their church like that every single night. And they'll sleep from 6. It's really weird. They'll sleep from 6 to 1:30 and then they'll go to bed like um after the church service, but like then they do like 3 other services during the day, so it's like and then you're expected to work like 8 hours like nonstop. Like I was working they because it's all about humility for them, but it's like you're humble to the point where your ego is like freaking destroyed. That's how it felt. Like I was doing work like what's it called, like the hedge trimmer, like they had me hedge trimming like 105-degree weather like just for 8 hours straight, and I was like so like had no energy because I didn't sleep. You don't really eat that much because you're fasting. So yeah, it's like very it's it's very like I feel like that can put you into mental problems.
Definitely, yes. That's almost sounds like sleep deprivation, which is a form of abuse, you know. And I'm not saying that's like exactly what's going on. I'm just saying like um so I'm sure you've heard of people comparing religions to a cult before. Like um and it seems like there's just like some like, you know, Mormons have like their super strict rules and like everybody has their different rules. Like what is it about Orthodoxy that you're drawn to that makes it different than the other denominations? Can you answer
Well,
that?
the biggest thing for me is this is the problem I see is that like historically orthodoxy is very historically grounded like in reality in the same way as similar with Catholicism, but Catholicism has its own issues and disagreements with orthodoxy with the Pope. But I would say with the church being going all the way back to the beginning, and you can see from the Byzantine Empire, you just
Oh,
don't see that with Protestantism. Yeah.
yeah, I can totally understand that.
But it
Kind
yeah.
of switching gears. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
it's hard because, like, I understand a lot of the things that Protestants their critiques are very, um, interesting, I would say, like, they have good critiques, I would say, of, like, the idea of there being, like it's, it's called like ecclesiality, I think, like like having this institution as like this is God's divine institution, and if you're outside of that institution, then you're not like saved, which is very for Protestants that's like very limiting, and that's a very not like understanding, and also like limiting God in a way. So and also their idea of like you know having this concept called sola scriptura where they teach that like we put our faith in the Bible alone, and we have outside authorities like the church fathers, but they're not the highest authority. They're under the Bible, which is like the church would say that the church like made the Bible and they had the councils and they put the Bible together. So that's kind of the whole debate of like
Hmm.
the canon of scripture, because they're like, oh, we put the list of books in the Bible, and so there's a whole thing with that. But yeah,
So, okay.
kind of went on a
Um,
rant, but yeah, it's some church history a
no,
little bit
no.
for you.
I I appreciate it. Jake has a channel, by the way. I'm sorry I didn't say that. I didn't say that, did I? And I like it's been a few months, but I watched a lot of videos, and he really does. A lot of your videos are with, or the ones I watched, a handful were with other people where you were having discussions. And I learned a lot from those. That's what it's like. I sent your channel to, you know, my teenage sons. I'm like, I think this would be a good person for you to follow, because I just think that's the way you learn is from other people sharing their ideas, and they're both Christians. So I honestly know very little about Orthodoxy. I don't even know if there's, I can't remember. I'm sure I passed an Orthodox church, but like honestly, around here it's like Baptist, Baptist, Baptist. And
Yeah,
then
if
there's
you have
the
questions, I
Church
mean,
of
I can,
God.
yeah, or anything, yeah, or
Um
your other questions, whatever, yeah, yeah, anything.
I do have, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. Do you see, like in real life, like where you live, your church, the people you know, do you see what they say is happening that like young men are gravitating towards the church and like the women in your generation are like leaving the church?
I would say specifically in the Orthodox Church, Orthodoxy was called. We had our metro, we had our I think it's Metropolitan, like one of our leader people, Metropolitan Saba. he made a speech because so many people, young people, are flooding into the Orthodox Church now. It used to be called America's best kept secret, but now that there's such an online presence of orthodoxy, especially with there's a YouTuber who debates people. He's blowing up. He's getting on even major right wing podcasts like Tucker Carlson, Sam Hyde. Also, recently was
Who?
on Jay Dyer. Jay Dyer. He debates all.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I don't. He's I don't like his demeanor, but he's a very good debater. Yeah.
I I just know I've heard that name. I can't like place him, but I know I've heard that.
Yes,
So does
there is a large Christian movement in CA. Yeah, there is. Sorry, I've been reading the comments at the
mhm.
same time. Some people have said some funny things.
Yeah, I try not to read the long ones or I might lose my train of thought too bad.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I'll pause.
No, but said a while ago, could they go live with me? If you ever want to go live with me, I'd appreciate an email. I'm not going to just like send the link. I have to email you the link anyways. That's the only way to do it. I have to have an email to give you the link. So, drip
Fendi,
gritting for gold necklaces.
Fendi
Go ahead, Jake.
Josiah Trenham is a very good he's a very good Orthodox priest. He has a church in Riverside that's getting like massive, like 500 members. So, and he has a YouTube channel called Patristic Nectar, and he does lectures on Orthodoxy, so it's pretty good
Do
resource.
you think if somebody called your church to ask for a $20 can of baby formula that they would help them?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
You
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, probably.
Would you say yes? I know, like, of course, like, being asked that, but like, how do you feel about that situation?
Yeah, I think they would help. It's like very specific, but yeah.
I know.
Was
Looking
that a
back, it's hard to
comment or was
say.
that something you were thinking?
I just thought of it off the top of my head. Sorry.
No,
But
you're good.
what the big YouTuber, it's like Oompaville. I think that's his channel name. He came up with, and it was nice. There was one pastor that like apologized and was like, that was wrong, and it's like a learning moment, and it was like all nice. And there was other pastors calling her like a witch and assuming she was a single mom and just like talking crap about her because of that. And I just thought it was really interesting. And he said in that video, and I agree, like, I think this was a good thing. I think, like, now churches hopefully will be more apt to help people in in light of that experience. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's probably people that try to scam people, but when you're asking for, like, a $20 can of formula, um Serenity, said, "Yep, gotta show love, help a mom in need." Yes, I agree. If they need baby food and you can help for sure, yes. I'm sorry, I don't know why I just decided to read some comments. Fendi sub to Josiah. So that was one of my questions. Who would you recommend on YouTube when it comes to Christian Orthodox Church?
I would definitely recommend Father Josiah. Uh I would recommend Jay Dyer, but just be careful because he's very like harsh in the way he talks. Definitely don't talk like him.
Mm.
He's kind of like Andrew Wilson type. And they're like friends. But
Oh.
yeah.
So that was one of my questions. Do you think Andrew Wilson is a good example of an Orthodox Christian or just Christian? I know, yeah, Orthodox
I
Christian.
mean, it's not like it's not really my place to judge, but I would say like I think that people who are Christians need to present themselves in a more kinder manner. I don't think that Christians should be like, calling people names or like
Yeah,
being rude, or even if they're debating, like you can debate people in respectful ways. It's kind of immature, and a lot of mainly just the red pill stuff I think is kind of shallow, and not really like masculine. It's not true masculinity. True masculinity is more so like the way that it's like presented in the scriptures, like not red pill where it's like, oh, I'm gonna get the car, I'm gonna get like have sex with a bunch of women and all this stuff. Like it's more so like being a strong man that can like provide for your family.
Right. It's a lot more stoic. I know a lot of people throw stoicism around. I think stoicism is great when you really like look into the actual philosophies like Marcus Aurelius and stuff. Um and I think it's kind of like, thinking about heaven or hell a lot. You're just always keeping in the forefront of your mind that like we're all going to die one day, and like even when you're having an interaction with somebody, good or bad, if you remember like this is temporary, it kind of helps you handle the situation different sometimes. Okay, so I knew you were gonna say that you weren't gonna like judge him when I asked that. That's a very feminine question. Do you think Andrew Wilson's a good Christian? I wanted to hear you say, um, I mean, that was a fair, balanced answer. He did come up with a video recently on his channel, and it was like I didn't watch all of it, but he was explaining how he's not really part of the red pill space. He just got thrown into that. And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I mean, he isn't so red pill to be fair. He does promote like traditional values. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like
he's
you said,
not.
he's
Yeah,
mean about it.
yeah,
He's not out there telling guys to get like 50 bodies before they get married, like some people. And then, like, women aren't supposed to sleep around, and then it's like, who's sleeping with the guys? It doesn't make any sense to me. And, yeah, I think that people are doing, like, a 180, and a lot of people in your generation, I know there's a lot of people that are just, like, not being smart, but I think a lot of people are wisening up, and that's why the mayor I would like to see people get married younger, but, like, people are getting married, like, waiting to have kids and everything, and I think that's all a good thing. But I feel for people that don't want to wait, and then somebody I somebody that subscribed to me showed me uh their daughter, and they just like I'm not just saying this, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. She was so beautiful in every way. And like this woman is single and she wants to not be single. And it's just like there's so many people like there's just where's the disconnect? And I don't know where I'm going with that. Does your future spouse have to be Christian? I'm assuming you want your wife to be Christian too, right?
I mean, ideally, yes, but I mean, we'll see. Cause like I'm kind of in a limbo right now, but I definitely fully believe in like I guess I'm just taking a break, but yeah, like I fully want that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like JD Vance said about his wife, how he hoped one day she would come around to Christianity. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. I'm sure you didn't either. But it's like so many people took like offense to that, and
You know what's interesting? A lot of the nicest people that I've met, like, well, some of them have been mean, but most of them have been like some of the nicest people I've met. Is they're either like agnostic or atheist.
do you try to change their minds?
No, it's so interesting to me because I feel like atheists in a lot of ways because they don't really have like a bias in a way. Like they definitely have a bias because they don't believe in God, so that's like that kind of is a position. But like they're not really like trying to convert you to like atheism or something. They're just like, oh, I don't believe in that, and like I feel like I've met people, women who are like lesbian or something, and atheists, which and like some of them are like some of the nicest people I met. They're not like
Mhm.
judgmental. They're not like, and that's something I problem I see with Christianity is that a lot of it is very even like good Christians are very judgmental.
Mhm.
And I don't. That's something that can turn people off. It definitely turn. me off because even just in orthodoxy, because things are so hardcore, it'll be like when I went to the monastery, they're like, oh, like there's other monasteries, but this one's like known as being like the most like hardcore one that I went to. And they were
Mm.
like, I was like, oh, like maybe I should try other monasteries. And like, they're still like monks, like working hard, living hard lives. And the monk was like, oh, you mean like more worldly monasteries? I'm like, bro, like it's still like a monk. What are you talking about in my head?
Right.
Like,
Right.
just because they
Wow.
go to bed and they don't stay up all night, like I don't know, like in
Yeah.
Orthodoxy, there's this concept that other Christianities like don't really have. It's this concept called asceticism. You can look it up, and it's basically like this is not how they explain it, but this is how I think it is. I think it's making things hard for the sake of being hard because they believe that God will
Mm.
reward them for it and God, uh, will love you more for your struggle. And I don't believe in that. I really don't believe in that. But if I want to be orthodox, I have to believe in that. So I'm grappling with that right now.
I just feel like that's just life, like life is hard enough on its own. Like you
Yeah,
get into
that's what I
faults, you
think.
get
Yeah.
thrown, like enduring that and having good character through that, that's what I feel like we should all aim for. I've heard things about Mother Teresa, like she believed in the suffering being like glorious and like in honor of God, and she would like let people suffer. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, it's a big thing in Catholicism too. I don't know about letting people suffer, but it's a big thing in like the early church to like suffer for the sake of Christ because they take I mean, it's true like what they're saying, but I can't get to that level.
Right.
Like I it's too much pressure for me. Like the way that the martyrs, all the people like dying for Christ when Christ says pick up your cross and follow me, they're like, "Oh, he means that literally." So like you're supposed to die for your faith and like I don't know if I could do that. I'm going to be honest. Like
I thought that Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice though. So like
yeah, that's what I believe. I mean, that's what Protestants believe, but they in Orthodoxy they believe you're saved by faith and works, not just faith alone. So that's like the whole debate.
mhm. Yes, you were saying that in the live.
They're definitely yeah, so like monasteries are different. Like they have like their abbots, and each abbot has a rule. Like the biggest thing that I couldn't get past, and I still can't get past for like when I wanted to become a monk or when I was interested in that, or even like a priest or any kind of obedience in the church, was um was this concept of like submission of the will. So they have this idea that it's basically like I mean, it's basically like slavery, but you're expected to do everything that the your abbot says. The abbot's like the head guy in the monastery, and everything he says, like you're expected to do it, and you're not supposed expect, and you're expected not to question it and not to complain, and just do it like no matter what. And you yeah, yeah, and, that's why when I was at the monastery and they would tell me to, like I would ask for a break or whatever, and they would just tell me, "Keep working, like, nonstop," and I felt like I was, like, a slave there, so I was like, "Okay, like, I would like to keep my free will," you know?
Yeah, that's not legal too, like 8-hour shifts, you need your like 2 15-minute breaks, right? So,
Yeah.
that's just yeah, and I'm sorry you went through that. I didn't say that when you said you had a bit of a breakdown and stuff. Like it's like oh my gosh, it makes me feel so sad for all the people that are lost and have nothing but their religion, and like I can imagine I don't know how much you know about MK Ultra, and I don't mean to insult you, but like it almost sounds like a form of
Yeah, they actually live, like, very long lives, because they're very healthy and they work very hard, but, um yeah,
very low alcohol content
Yeah.
beer, I guess. Trappist monks.
Yeah.
Um,
Some Orthodox probably make beer, yeah, for sure. In like Greece or something. Yeah. There's like it's different though. Like it really depends on the monastery, right? Because there's like more chilled monasteries that aren't as like hardcore like that. Because I went to the monastery that was like considered like the hardest monastic rule like that there was like even on Mount Athos. There's this mountain that's called Mount Athos in Greece. It's like the main center where all the monks are. Um, yeah, so
Mhm.
like there's monasteries where the abbot they let you sleep, you get like days off, and like I was looking for those kind of monasteries, but like it's
Mhm.
kind of far away. But I don't know, like even still, like the concept of submission of the will, I it's very hard for me to accept that concept.
Yeah, I think it's like, and I know this, I shouldn't say this probably, but it's almost like you have to like break somebody's spirit. It almost seems like,
Yeah, that's what they
that's
try to do.
what it seems like.
Yeah.
Um, so do you do anything to replace the services you had at church?
Right
Do
now,
you
no,
watch
like
them online?
right now I'm honestly just like taking a break, like just kind of reassessing like until I feel like comfortable. It's more like from a logic perspective, like I don't really have good reason, but it's more like feeling like if I have such a strong feeling, like and from my experience, like I can't shake it. So I'm gonna have to give my time and like I just went through like a big like I said, like some mental health issues. So like I'm just trying to make sure that like I'm just trying to I say it like this, like I'm just trying to stay alive, like just trying to stay like happy, trying to stay like in the right mind and if I put all this extra pressure on myself, constantly like, nitpicking every little wrong thing I do, which I was doing in the faith, because you every single week you have to go confess to a priest everything you do wrong, and then you're supposed to
Oh.
constantly think about like your sins and like remember hell, which is very like depressing. And so that only added to it, only made it worse. And like, yeah, so I'm just taking a break from like thinking that way.
Yeah, I like to just keep it at dying. It's like
Yeah.
and I know that that's like that's not pleasant for everybody, and especially if you're at a certain space mentally, it might not be a good, like I know when I've been at my worst, like I didn't like the near death experiences because it almost made me like, think more about it. And anyways, but when I'm in a good place, the near death experiences are really great, is like, because it's scary to think about what is after, right? And that's like what is the most conflicting feeling for most people, I'd imagine, is like the unknown. So, yeah, near death
Yeah.
experiences really help me. And I don't know how many of those you've seen, but there's several where people either believe in Jesus or they don't, and they see Jesus. And I always found out was like really interesting when somebody like wasn't Christian. And did you see an interesting comment? And
Someone
I'm
said,
sorry,
"What's the keys for Jake or Mod?" I don't know what they're talking about.
we don't really censor much. Hi, Homer dude. How are you? If you're still in here, I hope you're doing well tonight. So, how do you feel about Hollywood? You live in Southern California, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know honestly, like I don't know that much about Hollywood, but I would say like I try to just stay out of like influencer drama or things like this. But it's funny because I just watched like a 2 hour thing about like the whole Jack Doherty. I don't know if you know that Jack Doherty, and he had his girlfriend that he abused, and it was pretty crazy situation that she had to like have the cops um like escort her to get her stuff because he would like grab her. Yeah, so I don't.
Oh.
That's pretty crazy, but I don't really know that much about like the Hollywood, but I would say like there's definitely like a lot of I definitely believe in like a lot of the conspiracy stuff. That's what Jay Dyer talks a lot about. Like there's definitely like a lot of
Mhm.
stuff going on with that.
Yeah, I definitely believe that there's a lot of propaganda coming out of Hollywood, and, like,
The
you
movies,
may
yeah.
you don't realize you're so young. Things have changed so much in the last 20, like, oh my gosh, things were so different, like, before you were born compared to now, and, like, um, I feel like it influences people less now that we have the online influences, which, it's just as great, but, yeah, I totally believe that they have had, like, an anti-Christian agenda for quite some
Yeah.
time, and that's, like, one reason when I was growing up, and plus, I saw somebody say this in a YouTube comment section, and it really struck me, and I hate to say it, but, like, I knew, they said there's no hate like Christian love, and I was like, "That sums up, like, what I think a lot of people feel like you were saying, like, there's so many judgmental Christians, like, that's not loving people like Jesus would want." And I think that, so people throw the baby out with the bathwater, and, like, they don't, want to read the Bible or learn any more about it because they've had so many bad experiences with Christians, and I think that's a shame.
Yeah, I agree. But like I would say like in regards to like the thing I don't like about it is it's very like it's almost like what they say like wolf in sheep's clothing where like they will try to frame the judgment so it's like oh I like you said the love I don't know how you worded it but like like they love you but it's like hate in a way because they're like the way they word it is to try to say like oh I'm doing this because I love you and I'm doing this because I care about you so much but then they'll say like some like they'll like backhand it like they'll like twist the words so that it sounds like they're not judging you but really they are and it's kind of like disingenuous a little bit.
Yeah, it just all sounds like stuff I've heard, and like it's very psychological. They're like
Yeah, that's what I
classic
think, like, a lot of it
tactics.
is psychological, like, conditioning and, like, with all my therapy stuff I went through, like, I realized, like, wow, like, my therapist literally hypnotized me to, like, not be depressed anymore, and, like, this is some
Oh,
yeah, like, this is some
that's
crazy stuff,
awesome.
man, like, and, it's all about, like, the way you're thinking, like, I was all because I constantly had shame and guilt for, like,
Hmm.
what I was doing wrong, like and it's good to have, like, a healthy amount of that, but it was, like, way too much, like, I just
Right.
was downing myself all the time and, um, you're supposed to there's a saying that almost sounds like schizophrenic, but it's, like, from one of the saints, and it's, like it's called "Keep thy mind in hell, but despair not." So, you're supposed to keep your mind in hell, but, like, you're not supposed to despair. It's like, what the hell? Like, how are you
Right.
yeah.
Right. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, I drank a cup of coffee, and I need to go take a break for 1 minute. If you don't mind going through the comments for like 2 minutes,
Yeah,
I'll
no
be right
problem.
back.
I saw a comment, yeah. Fendi, I saw your comment. So, what do I think of Baptist? Um, non-denominational is basically similar as Baptist. So I used to be kind of Baptist, basically non-denominational, similar. But I left my church. I was done, especially when the pastor said something about me hoping. What? Why would Fendi? Can you explain? The pastor said, they he hopes you drop dead. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Uh, Jake, have you ever watched the YouTube channel called Demon Erasers? If not, I recommend. No, I have not. Um, I'll check it out. Let me see. Um, I was at physical therapy one time. A lady gave me a book that she was reading. It was called Love, Acceptance, and Forgiveness. It's a very good book. Sounds cool. I'm done with Protestantism. Are you done with Fendi? Are you done with Christianity overall, or just Protestantism? Do you think you're gonna look at Orthodoxy or look at Catholicism? Um, yeah, I don't. It's so hard for me because I wish I could just like believe my. Here, I'm gonna finish answering this point, but I wish I could just believe like how I want to understand it. Like The thing is so hard about orthodoxy. It's like you have to accept it wholesale. Like you can't even have like one thing. Otherwise, you're considered like they have like councils where they say like you're anathema and you're like going to hell if you believe in like because they will explicitly like condemn certain beliefs. So if you like believe those beliefs, they'll be like, oh, like you're anathema, which means like you're separate from God, or like it means lifting up to God. Um, so yeah, like I one thing I can't get past though is I definitely believe, and I've never not been able to believe this, and I believe in sola fide. I believe that we're saved by faith alone. I don't, but at the same time, it's crazy. I believe in all the the Orthodox things. Like I believe in the saints. Um, I believe in like the church. I believe in like the icons where they have the pictures. Like I can show you over here. Like we have our icons. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But so yeah. You're muted, by the way.
Carried a gun, a GUN in the church, and he had seen it. And come next Wednesday Bible study, he mentioned me without saying names and said that he hoped I dropped dead.
That's crazy.
I had a teacher do that crap to me once. A teacher saying, "I'm not going to say who failed, but from now on, I'm going to write who fails on the board." And like, then those people, and then she like wrote me and somebody else's name on the board, and it was like horribly embarrassing. But so I am not done with Christianity, Jake. Just Protestantism. Gosh, Fendi said. Orthodox churches, by the way, Fendi, I got a funny look for my box cutter from my doctor. Ma'am, it's OSHA approved moonshiner. Hi, moonshiner. How are you?
Yeah, honestly, like I'd love to go back to my church, but I think like if I told them that like if I told them I believed in sola fide, I think they wouldn't let me take communion. They wouldn't let me do the confession, like the main things that you're like expected to do, because like there's a council in the 1600s that specifically like there's a service every single year, and there's a council that condemns Martin Luther and says that uh he's anathema and that he's going to hell, which Orthodoxy are the last church that still does like the anathemas, where how it used to be. But like even Catholics, they will say like, oh, if you're a Protestant or like Orthodox or different denomination, like you can still be saved. But like the Catholic Church was like that originally, because the Catholic and Orthodox Church were the same church for the first 1,000 years. But that's when they would, if there was heretics, they would say like, you're outside the church, you're condemned, etc. But the Orthodox Church still does that.
So you're saying every year they get together and have a like conference about it? Is that what you just
There's
said?
a service that's called the
Okay.
judgment final judgment service, and they list out all the people like Martin Luther, Arius. In the early church, it's Arius. There's Nestorius, just different like heretics that people taught things that were they consider incorrect. They like list out all the names. They list out like anathema to the Lutherans, anathema to the like all the people who don't believe how they believe. Like, and it's I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
I
Yeah.
do see, I just found out about the denomination Church of God because I was like, what does that mean when I saw some of them? And then when I looked it up and it's like they follow the Bible. It's like instead of having these like eh, eh, I'm sorry, this is going to sound so ignorant, but how is Orthodox Church different from the Church of God Church if they go by the scripture? I guess it's what you're talking about, believing in faith and works.
There's a lot of things. So the biggest thing I know you say go by the scripture, but that's like even the way you said that, I'll just explain. You probably didn't know. It's okay. That's like called like a Protestant presupposition or like underlying understanding to simplify,
Mm.
because Protestants have this idea that the Bible is the sole infallible authority above the church, and that comes from the Reformation, because the Protestants were trying to fight all the things that the Catholic Church, what they believe were like adding on, wasn't from the Bible. But the church would argue, oh, we're the ones who instituted the Bible. We put the Bible together, the books, and we infallibly decreed what the Bible teaches. That's why there was like councils, like Council of Nicaea, etc. But so it's the same kind of concept for Orthodoxy. So it's just if you understand the Bible is over the church or the church is over the Bible, kind of.
Okay, no, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, okay. It's just it's amazing to me that there's so many denominations,
Yeah, I hate
and it's
that
like
too.
they just split off and then they
That-
kept fracturing,
Yeah,
so it just like
it's like how do you
I
know which
totally
one's right?
understand,
Yeah.
yeah, being attracted to one of the originals
Mm.
like Catholicism or the Orthodox Church
Yeah.
for sure. So you would be open to dating somebody or marrying somebody that was outside of your faith. You would be open to that?
Mm, if
Or that's a non-negotiable?
well, they have to be Christian for sure,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
they don't have to be Orthodox.
Mm,
It's better if
okay.
they're Orthodox, but yeah.
Do you do you have missionaries in the Orthodox Church?
Yeah, we do. There'll be like church plants, but the idea, like how they do, is different. Like Orthodox aren't like evangelizers, where they'll go out in the street and like do like preaching or whatever, because we don't believe it. Like, well, Orthodox, or I'll say Orthodox don't believe, because I don't believe the way of Orthodox salvation right now. I don't, but um Orthodox don't believe that you're saved by you just saying a prayer and saying I believe in Jesus. They believe it's a process, they're so like you have to like come into the church, they're like come and see. They're like they'll bring you to church, and they'll get you involved. And so it's more about like starting church plants in like unknown like areas.
Oh, yeah, I like what I'm hearing about it. I'm not a fan of the like door to door evangelize, like the Mormons and everybody else that comes to your door. Anyways,
Fendi said a
I
really
think
funny
that
thing. He said, so Jake, after he said that, he literally said, "Oh, I better not say that. I might drop dead too." I was for real hurt after that and felt numb as I sat there in the Bible study. Oh, sorry, that's not funny, but it's funny that he said that because it's so stupid.
yeah, and like let's talk about trauma, and like what kind of trauma is that when you're in such a what's supposed to be a safe space with people like that and it's so
Yeah,
sad.
also what Fendi said is, plus my old Baptist church, they believe Catholics were going to hell. Yeah, many Protestants do believe Catholics are going to hell. This is the problem in Christianity, I see. Almost every different denomination believes that they're the right denomination and you're the one going to hell. So it's stressful, man. You're thinking about like, I need to find the right one, It's like so that's why I'm just taking a break from it, because I'm like, wow, like maybe like I just don't know. Yeah, like that's how I feel right now.
Oh, it's good. You're very self-aware, and it's just like there's so many people your age that don't take the life seriously enough, but at the same time, like feel like you take on too much too,
Yeah, definitely.
and so it's good. There's like people out there with absolutely no shame, and then you have like all the shame they should have, and then some. But like it is about balance. Like there is a healthy balance
Yeah.
always, and yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not talking to everybody in the chat. Hi, Gustav. That sucks. You got blocked. You won't get blocked in here unless you're like crazy. And hey, I saw Vampire Cult Queen. Hi, Joe Bird. How are you guys doing tonight? I think I've gotten through. Are your parents still married, Jake? I'm sorry if that's too
No,
personal.
you can ask me anything. Yeah, so my parents have always had like super good relationships. So yeah, my parents, I'm really close with my family. So yeah.
That's awesome. So, would you agree with this from your perspective? When you are dating, is it important to you if the young woman is from a good family like yourself?
Yeah, definitely.
I try to tell my sons, like, I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings, but like, and I come from a broken home myself, so, but I tell them, like, ideally, you would get with somebody that their parents are still together, or she's, got a blended family that's very stable,
Yeah,
been
something I
together for a
can't
while.
handle. I'm a very like blunt and honest person, but I try to be like nice. I don't know. I would say like I say things that like people probably like are thinking, but like they don't want to say. But like
Yeah.
something I can't handle is like when a girl or like I want a girl to be like feminine, but like not like too sensitive where they can't take like sarcasm or jokes. Like I don't like how
Hmm.
like, there was this girl who, like, I joke around with, and, like, literally everything I said, even when I was being serious and, like, apologized, like, everything I said should just get mad at me. Like, people nowadays, a lot of them are so sensitive that, like, you can't be sarcastic, you can't be
Hmm.
joking around with them or even, like, tease them a little bit, where it's like, I just am trying to have fun and, like, joke, but, like, not like you're my homie, like my bro, but, like, I want someone who's able to take a little bit of tongue in cheek.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. It seems like well, like you already said that. As long as you're not treating her like a guy or something, I know what you
Yeah.
mean. It's just important to be compatible in that way. And like you said, people are just like sensitive altogether. Like people used to ask me, like, what's your heritage? They just used to ask me, like, what ethnicity are you, whatever. And like now people are like, can I ask you something? I don't want to like, I'm sorry, I don't want to like, is it
Yeah, that's what I
okay
mean, I
if I
hate that.
ask you about your heritage? And it's like it didn't used to be like that 10 years ago, 20
Yeah,
years
or,
ago
like,
for
you can
sure.
or like me, like, I'm a type of person who can, like I mean, maybe it's like a gift and a curse, but, like, I can just, like, I'm very open, like, I can open up to people, like, very
Hmm.
quickly, and I'm not, like I don't feel like I have stuff to, like, hide, and even if there's bad things about me, like, I'm willing to, like, share it, but, like, people can be, like, very uncomfortable with that, like, especially when you meet someone, like, let's say you're trying to get 'cause I don't like the small talk, like, I wanna get past the surface, so, like, I'll just go straight to, like, asking, like, the deeper questions, and people nowadays are so, like I notice, like, people, at least where I live, like, are very, from my experience, standoffish, like, they're very skeptical. People are very skeptical, they're very questioning, like, "Why are you asking me that? Why are you talking to me like that?" Or, like, and it's like, "Bro, chill out, I'm just trying to, like, get to know you as a person." That's my experience. Someone said Someone said ain't gonna pull any baddie like this. That's funny.
I don't get it. A ditty. A ditty.
No, baddie. Ain't gonna pull any baddie like this. You've never heard that? Like someone who's bad?
Yeah, but what are they saying it in reference to?
Like a girl, like I'm not gonna pull any girls. Like that's what they're saying.
Oh, okay, now I'm getting it like
They're
this. Okay.
ain't gonna pull any
It's like,
baddie
what
like
are they
this.
talking? Oh, okay. Well, this
Maybe
is
they're
him
right, but
getting advice from an older woman. Well, I guess I'm not giving you advice much on this stream. Um, yeah, this is one step closer. It's not like a hookup lounge or anything, but I think that so would you say that therapy was what led you to take a break from church? You
yeah.
kinda
Yeah,
You did say
honestly.
that.
Because psychology has really changed my perspective in terms of understanding how, like, you're thinking, because, like, psychology, it's like it really changed my life, honestly, because I wouldn't be it was God that got me to 180, in the beginning. I will say that, but I think a lot of it can be attributed to psychology, just how you're
Mhm.
there's mental conditioning, how you're the therapist teaches you to think certain ways, and cognitive I did cognitive behavioral therapy where they have you
Oh.
write down certain thoughts, and then you read
Mhm.
thoughts, and then my whole mind is like literally being changed because you're practicing like the new thoughts, and like that when I saw that process and I went through that whole process, I was like, wow, this seems exactly like what I'm doing when I'm reading my morning prayers every day. Like you're just repeating
Mhm.
the same thing over and over. So there's a lot of conditioning or similarities that you see um, in that. So it does cause me to at least to question a lot of things and how the human mind can literally be conditioned or brainwashed to think however you really want to be. I mean, it's best to use that to your.
Mhm. Um, like you mentioned them saying like to always be in heaven, but or what how did you
keep,
say it? Like your mind is
keep
always
thy mind in hell, but despair not. It,
okay,
it
your mind
doesn't.
is always in hell.
Yeah.
It's like one of my I think it was Alan Watts. It's like you have to you psychology and therapy and somebody just made a comment about therapists being bad. I think it really depends on the person. And it's like a good therapist will just help you like be a better person. Like I understand they're not all great, but like if you're having a good experience in therapy, I think we used to have more mentors and we like lived off the land and struggled together more. There was like it wasn't weird when you started talking about a complex subject. It's just like we like all become so dumbed down that I think therapy is more necessary for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um
And something I
because
hate.
everybody else go
Sorry,
ahead.
you can
No,
finish.
you go ahead.
Something I hate is that like so many guys or even in the red pill or even in Christianity or just like in
Mhm.
general, like you think that like people like, oh, mental health is normal, like a lot of people are getting used to mental health, and that's true. But like a lot of people in like the specifically more so for men, I feel like, I don't know about for women, but like this has just been my experience, is like they're like, oh, like you just need to toughen up, it's not like a real problem, like men's mental health is not like, you know um it's like it's just you being like weak, or it's you not being strong enough, or like you don't need a therapist, so psychology is like fake and gay, or stuff like that, and it's like no, it's not, like it's very real, and it's really helpful if you put the time and effort in, it'll change your life.
I mean, now that,
Like Andrew
as you
Tate, for example, like he'll be a lot of people say like those red pill
mhm.
guys, they'll be like, depression is fake, it's not real, like it's just you like thinking that way, and it's like such BS. I hate when they say that.
Yeah, that's so detrimental. If anything, that's gonna make people's depression worse. Um, yeah, it's the number 2 cause of death in people 10 to 24 years old is SUICIDE, and I think that, like, everybody needs to take their mental health more seriously, and women are not like and I don't mean this like we're better, but, like, women are not like that at all. It's the exact opposite. It's like you need to heal your inner child wounds, and you need to go to therapy and be whole before you even think about being in a relationship with somebody else. And that's what I like. I think if more men could get on board with that too, it's like a human being thing, you know? It's not about like being feminine or being gay. Um, it, it makes me sad because so many men are doing badly in that regards. And you mentioned cognitive behavioral therapy. I did that 2 years ago, and it is very great, helpful. And that's the kind of thing like I don't. I'm not giving any advice, but like if you can't afford therapy, like there are tools online for free. And like it's of course it would be better to have a legit therapist, or if you like don't believe in therapy but you think you could use the tools, like read some books and like that's gay, Fendi said.
We see
If you
someone
need a
saying,
therapist, join the Marine
yeah,
Corps.
no,
See, it's stuff like that that's
that's
like
what I mean. Yeah, like
the SUI,
for
the
men, it's seen as weird or
SUICI.
something.
That's part of what needs to change. And you know, I know that comes from internalized misogyny because women are hated so much that anything feminine, anything considered feminine is also hated, even if it's like completely beneficial for the men. And it's interesting. Psychology is a field that's becoming dominated by women, but I think it's just a natural thing, you know? And but can I ask, is your therapist a male or female?
He's a male. He's really smart. I love him.
That's good. We had therapy before. It was so cool. It was a Christian guy, and like he didn't, it wasn't a religious institution or anything, but I just remember I think that was a good thing, you know, that he had that basis.
Mine's
And
Christian.
it was just us in the room, me and my husband and him, but we were being video recorded and like watched by a group of people that were like, because he was still in school, but whatever the case was, it was like having like 7 therapists at once, you know? We never met the other people, but he would like go and talk to them and come back. It was cool.
This is the type of comments that I they really rub me the wrong way. It's okay though. When they say
Oh,
unless it's a chemical thing, you can choose not to be depressed. Like I hate when people say that. So.
well, Oma Tiem, with all due respect, you've obviously never been sincerely depressed before because I have all the empathy in the world for anybody that has been through. To feel hopeless is like something, and I mean like sincerely hopeless in life, is something I wouldn't wish on anybody, even Titus Morris. I mean, like I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody. And
Yeah.
I think that whenever people talk like that, automatically I just think, "Oh, bless your heart," because you don't know what some people have been through, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you that you don't know what that feels like, but
Like I
yeah, I
wish it
don't
was
like the
that easy, bro.
dismissiveness. Do you really think that people like take their own lives because they feel good about themselves in the world? Like I just that's what makes me so sad when you hear like especially young people and we have access to so much, or some people do. Hi, Vampire Cult Queen. How are you? And I am of the mind that, like, I think it's kind of scary when people say, like, things like it's a chemical imbalance, but then they give you a medicine that they don't know the mode of mechanism, meaning they don't know what it does in your brain, you know? And it's like, or they do know the levels it will change, but they don't know how it works, and like that all really freaks me out, and I can understand being like um there was a video that went viral recently, a woman that was on Adderall, and she like filmed herself on it and off it, and I guess she was like an amazing mother and so much better on it, and then it caused this big conversation, and it's just um of course it was all women. I of course. But yeah, like medication does obviously work really well for some people, like that's
Yeah, for me,
undeniable.
I do take like meds, and it's like it's changed my life. Like I don't think I would be here without them. I think I
Mm.
need them, you know, for at least right now I need them. You know, I was able to get almost off them, but you know, going back to the monastery and doing that, it's funny, like the first time I went it was amazing. Like I loved it. It was my favorite thing. But when I went back, it was so hard that like it kind of like put me back into like it triggered my like a trauma and like just thinking about like you know how much of a pos I am, you know, like it really just kind of put me in that mind state. So that's why I'm taking a break. But yeah, medicine always with therapy always helped me get out of it, always works. So it's good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And it was neat to see people be open. Like I feel like everybody is starting to be more open with these things like they should. But it's still like, I'm not a fan of when people like say somebody's trauma dumping every time somebody brings up anything that they've been through. It's like I understand sometimes somebody is just like constantly trauma dumping, but I think that everybody needs um, you know, they need those outlets and a lot of people don't have it because we're trying to like put up this front for social media and everything and it's just like suffocating to people. And I
Yeah,
feel
I think
really
a big
bad for young
the problem
people.
is like for men or like at least this is my experience, like you have to do something drastic for people to really like take you seriously that like something's wrong with you. And like I'm not gonna go into details, but like I definitely like did that and like I felt like they didn't take me seriously until I did like something like that, which is really like unfortunate and sad because they knew they saw the signs and like I told them like please like I need help etc like and then like they'll just be like oh toughen up or like just be like happy or just like tell me like don't think about it or something. It's like it's not always that easy like sometimes your mind just like can't stop dwelling on it, so you really need like help to like get out of that, so yeah.
Right. Like Fendi said, there's that's never a good feeling and it truly does feel like you're stuck there for good. And yeah, I think it's great when somebody doesn't know what it feels like. But like don't dismiss other people's experiences. Moonshiner, I don't know what your comment is in regards to exactly. You said, I'm sort of lost. Wouldn't acting like a species just be nature's law and uncivilized? The requisites for species was met
I've
with archaic people ancestors. I thought we wanted more to base instinct.
Yeah, I have no idea. That comment was like an essay. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
Not beast like, I don't know what you're talking about either, Moonshiner. Bill said so many people in our society today don't talk, and then some people turn around and give the silent treatment. The silent treatment is never good communication is key. Yes, people are so stuck in their own like little worlds and anything that disturbs them, like some people, a lot of people are like that. As humans, we need human contact to survive. Yes, that's true. And I've heard similar things, Jake, from like other people who have been through it's so awful. And we're not that far from when they were just throwing people in institutions and like neglecting them and treating them badly. And like,
Yeah, that's
we're
what
really
happened to
not
me.
that far from that.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. That's what I was telling you. That's what I was telling you in the comment a while ago. It's like what you're saying about the hospital, like not treating people well. Is I definitely think that's the case, especially with mental health, because they like
Um,
when I was there, like they didn't give me anyone to talk to. They didn't give me a therapist. They're just like, oh, you're gonna be like stuck to this chair, and they put me in handcuffs. They put me in a cop car, and like
mhm.
cop was like gonna like he was like shining his light on me and shit. Like I was like mentally insane or something. Like he was gonna like pull out his gun or something. Like it seemed like he was worried, and I was like, crying, like just wondering like what like I was just like why can't you just like listen to me and like help me, like not look at me as some like crazy person because that's what they it seemed like that's what they assume. And like even when I got to the hospital they're like it's okay and they're talking to me like I'm like a 3-year old and like I don't know what the hell's going on. And like I was like, "Can I leave? Like, please let me leave." And they wouldn't let me leave. I was like, "Please let me leave. Like, I don't want to be here. Please let me leave." And they're like, "No, you can't leave. You're on medical hold. You can't leave." I was like, "Dude, like, you guys haven't done anything to help me. Like, I'm sitting here and you didn't. Like, there's no one to talk to. I'm just sitting here walking around, pacing around because I can't stop thinking about like what's going on." And like, sorry to go like so dark on your stream, but I'm just telling you like what happened.
Oh, I
But
appreciate you opening up.
yeah, but like just saying like the hospital I waited till tomorrow and they're like, okay, we see you pacing around, so like you have to take this medicine. They're like and they give me like 50 things of Benadryl and they're like, we're putting you to sleep. I was like, no, I don't consent to take meds because I really didn't want to like be on a bunch of meds and shit because like I that's not what I needed. Like I just needed someone to talk to. Like that's why I did that. Like I just wanted someone to have a conversation with, it. And nobody came. Like I had to wait like hours for like the psychologist to come in the morning, and then I didn't get any sleep, and the food is like horrible. So then you just feel
Mhm.
worse, honestly. So yeah, it wasn't really helpful, but at least I was able to get out of there as fast as I could, but they only had one psychologist guy that just he doesn't even like talk to you. He just asks like the basic there's like a 10 question list that they ask to see like I guess if you're okay, which is like stupid, but and they all ask me the same question. It's all where are you gonna it's like where are you gonna kill yourself? Did you have a plan? Did you like it's just a preset list of questions that they ask, and it's like it's not like they actually like care. It's just like yeah.
That's awful. I want to address a few comments from Jaded Jade. When I said it was all women, I just meant the specific Adderall like conversation. And I just wish I did see more men do it. Perhaps they did, but like I do hear you for sure. Cause then you said people are using AI for therapists. I work with companies that book the counseling and the barriers are ridiculous. So people are talking to robots. I believe that, yes. And then men whom I speak with every day, a lot of the time, wait until they are absolutely at their breaking point before they ask for help. And that I hope you're still in here, Jaded. Okay, good. We'll work answering the phones and they're working us to insanity. I'm so sorry, Jaded Jade. I hate it's just my husband's worked a few 14-hour days recently. My heart goes out to all of you that are like overworked. I know you're underpaid. People can't even get a live agent anymore, and I know they're just waiting for AI to take our jobs. It's like they're not hiring more stuff anymore. Oh, more staff. Oh, yes. And that really does break my heart. I talk a lot about like misandry and like people think that I like misogyny. People think I like hate men. It's quite the opposite. Like I do see like men in crisis. And I think one big way that they could be helped is to stop hating women so much. like, but I'm not saying that's what all these men are going through or why, but they are told it's gay to ask for help. Like I even saw somebody talking about like little boys, they're more loving with each other. And then at some point it's like you stop like caring because it's gay to care about your male friends as a male. And like that's so sad. I think that's part of the problem. Every way we socialize, I shouldn't say every way. Many ways we socialize men here. Same with the elderly and like him even like hating a man just because he's a man. That would be kind of like uh eye for an eye turns the whole world blind. But I do think it's worth calling out obvious stuff. But I think most men are victims, like most women, to the same patriarchal crap. I won't drop my trauma, but I get up to 50 trauma calls a day now. Jada Jade, I hear you. I'm really, really sorry. I'm sure that's very difficult. I know somebody who volunteers for SUICIDE hotline and like, yeah, that's really important work. I can't imagine. I know of a real misandrist who's married, Lydia Fendi said. Is it a YouTuber, Fendi? Okay, Jake, I don't know how this really plays into okay, if you could see anything change in your generation, what would that be?
I would say like it's kind of already changing, but like definitely more people coming into like Christianity and believing in God and like caring about their morals more and like specifically like my age, like I would say like just more people like putting more involvement in their faith, definitely.
Yes, and it is interesting how the pendulum always swings the other way, you know? And I feel like I don't know how much you know about all of this, but I feel like in like the 60s, what was it, like the late what when did the birth control pill come out? I'm sure the Orthodox Church doesn't believe in birth control, right?
Yeah, they don't.
So it seems to me like, and I've said this a lot on my channel before, and there's definitely reasons to take it. So I'm not telling anybody not to take the birth control pill. There's like plenty of medical reasons, but I think that it is a cause for why a lot of women act the way that they do. Like I personally know it made me feel like a different person. And I would always tell the doctors how bad it made me feel, and then they would just, like, switch the kind, like, they have low dose. It didn't matter what the dose was, it was always the same thing, and, like, it was the same way, like, I just doctors have to be being told this by so many women because I know so many women that had the same story. It's like it made them feel crazy. And then, so I wonder about half a century, over half a century of that being in our water supply now, or about half a century. Um, I think that's a big reason why everything has changed in such little time. And I also see a lot of women being honest and like the internet has helped sharing information and like women are like, yeah, this does make me feel terrible. You know, it isn't great for you, especially long term. And I'm not giving any medical advice, but hopefully that kind of helps too. Because I mean, this I had two friends that when
No,
they
just a comment that was really funny. Fendi said that that's why you gotta make sure your pull out game is top tier pro.
Did you guys know when a woman gets pregnant by a man, his DNA is like embedded in hers forever? Did you know that? Like even if the pregnancy doesn't come to term, um, that's just pretty crazy to think about.
Thank you,
It
Bill. I
like,
really appreciate that comment. You said a lot of things I really agree with, and I really appreciate how kind you were. Have a if you're leaving, have a good night.
oh, Bill. Oh, that is nice, Bill. Nothing changed. Women need to stand together. Bossy truth, you're funny. Um, Jesus is in here. How are you doing tonight, Jesus? Well, so I had a feeling you were gonna say that, people becoming more, you know, faithful, and I do agree. I think that it's like, Candace Owens did this great speech. I don't like her half the time, but when she's right, she's very right. And she, like a few months ago, it was basically like what's changing the most about the world is people not believing in God, like whatever God that is. Less people believe in a God, and that is obviously part of the downfall. I completely agree with her, you know?
Yeah. I have a question for you. What is your like spirituality like? Like, what? How do you feel about that?
I don't identify with anything specific right now. I just say I'm like a spiritual person and I don't really practice any faith, you know? And
Yeah.
I that's whenever I say I think it's all the same, I don't want to sound like patronizing to any religious person. I mean it with like all the love in my heart. Like the same God I believe in is Jesus and you
Yeah.
know, the Holy Trinity. Like it's all the same. And I just feel like if I'm meant to follow a certain path, like God will lead me to that.
Yeah. I was just wondering. I wasn't like trying to judge or anything. Just curious.
Smart money, Ryan. What I'm talking about, I think it happens in your brain. When you get impregnated by a man, there is somewhere in your body where his DNA lives forever. I swear to God, look it up. Isn't that wild? It's pretty wild to think about. Are these women
Who's
that have had kids with like three, four guys? What comment? What? There's
who?
plenty of bad men and
Someone
there's
said,
plenty of
"Who's
bad
this?"
women.
Who? Someone said, "Who's the gentleman?" Damn. I don't think God gave you miscarriage. I'm sorry if that's rude, but
Yeah, it's often I know it's easy for me to say as a person that didn't go through it, but it's God's protection in a way because there was something that didn't make it viable, but I know that doesn't make it any easier to deal with. I'm sorry. There's plenty good as well, Jaded Jade said. I think everyone should pull their weight. Yes, Jaded.
I was trying to
DNA stays
find
forever.
I was trying to find something I could show you to kind of explain what I was talking about, but
Oh, Mason, it's I'm talking about when you get pregnant. There's something about being pregnant by somebody else that makes their DNA. And some people have this weird theory that like you'll even start to look like the person you had kids with. Hey, Zeus got here a little late. Some men think it's still gender issues. Yeah, bossy truth. The way that men demonize everything feminine.
my phone just flopped.
That's even, it hurts them because that's why I always talk about masculine and feminine energy. You have feminine energy in you too. So when you deny it, you're only like hating yourself. And it's just so sad to me. Like it's so sad to me. Like women are so into self-help. I was gonna say if anything to their detriment, but that would be a stupid thing to say. There's no such thing. But you know what I mean? If anything, we might be like, I don't know. What were you looking for, Jake?
I was looking for kind of something from one of these books that I have because there's so many writings of the saints, and I was looking for something I could show you to kind of show you an example of how some of the things they say are just like kind of extreme.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
there is no mightier person in the world than he who does battle against the murderer, the devil, by mercilessly thrashing and uprooting his passions, thereby spiritually freeing himself from his enslavement to them. So it's pretty hardcore.
What are you reading from exactly?
So this is from the Epistles of Saint Paisios. So he has like 5 books. Saint Paisios is a recent like saint. He died in like 2015. Yeah.
That's how ignorant I am. I didn't know any saints had been alive and are I guess I heard they crown people like I saw like this 15-year-old just got called a saint
Yeah,
posthumously. Am I thinking?
that's in the Catholic Church, but yeah, I know what you're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about. Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people are attracted to the Catholic Church for the wrong reasons, like the aesthetics of it?
I wouldn't say that. I would say a lot of people are really believe in like the concept of the Pope, which I think is very I don't know. I don't want to say I. It's not dumb. I just disagree with it.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, I do
don't-
too. Dorothy, she's not been in here tonight, but one of my subscribers celebrated 54 years of marriage yesterday. Isn't that awesome? 54 years. I just wanted to say it again. Yeah, Fendi said, just hope they don't touch on you like a Catholic priest. That's so horrible. Uh, it,
Unless.
what is the deal with that? I mean, I think it's something that's in a lot more churches than just Catholic churches,
Yeah.
unfortunately. It's just anybody that gets in a position of power that's already a corrupted deviant. It's not slavery. If I had the choice to stay at home, I would, but I'm a man, gotta work. So what's real slavery? Staying, getting up at 6 a.m., going to work every day. Smart Money Ryan, what are you talking about? Who are you talking to, Smart Money Ryan? I thought it was funny when you said, tell you what, I moved to Indonesia. Women here are so nice. They will take care of you, cook for you, clean for you. Yeah, because you've got your American money, right? And like that's fine. Do you, but the other comment is just funny to me. Are you watching another one of my lives and commenting on this one? I don't get it. Um Bossy Truthy. Yeah, he's I wouldn't say that. The devil has infiltrated.
I mean, that's what people
Talking to
think.
himself, yeah,
That's what
yeah.
people probably think. Like the people like who are Orthodox would probably say like the devil infiltrated me and that like I'm losing my faith, whatever. Like, but I wouldn't say that because I still believe in all the stuff. So, but I mean, Orthodoxy is so freaking black and white that it's like if you don't believe it exactly how they believe, it's like you're going to hell. So
They said, "Not you, bro," the person that
yeah.
said that. But yeah, I can understand why you would think that because it just is very suffocating. As somebody that didn't, so how do your parents feel now about you and your religious,
Well, it's
you
funny
know?
because I actually tried. Like, I tried. My mom says like she believes in all the Orthodox, but she won't go to church. It's kind of like that for me right now. But like, it's interesting because like I tried for so long. Like I was really hardcore about it, and I tried to like convert everyone around me.
Yeah.
And like I would debate like my parents, and I'd debate like my grandpa, which like in hindsight I wish I didn't do because that doesn't really do anything productive.
Mhm.
But, like, I do love the fact that I would have these, like, conversations with my grandpa because 'cause I'd really get to know, like, how he thinks, and he would every book I bought him, he would read it, and he was, like, actually, like, a super open-minded person. Like, he would read, like, the
That's
Christian
nice.
books I'd get him, which, like, most people wouldn't do that to learn.
Mhm. Yeah, I was like that when I started getting into like all the health stuff and I found out about GMOs, and like I would go around and tell everybody about it and
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't do any good. These comments, most smart men leave American women. Well, I mean, it's the women that file for divorce, what, like 70, 80% of the time. So you're not right about that. Um, but Fendi said, "It's okay, Jake. We're going to beat it out, man. Beat it out of man and save you." Fendi. Someone saying that stay at home is slavery. Haha. Smart Money Ryan. Who said that though, Smart Money Ryan? I'm just wondering who said that because I didn't see that conversation in the chat. Um, or did Bossy Truthy say that? Not trying to put words in your mouth, Bossy Truthy. Yeah, Ryan, where you accept slavery. See, Um, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so like I don't agree with that. I think it's stupid when people insinuate that's all women should do. Children really don't take that long to raise to get to the point where they're independent. Unless you have like 12 children, you'd get so bored. He said Indonesia women taking care of him, bossy truthy. Okay, see, okay, I get it now. I'm sorry, my brain. Yes, the Indonesia comment, and then you said that. Now I understand. Simeon, how are you doing? We got through the bulk of our conversation and we're just chatting now, but
I can
yeah, I
chill if you
think,
want, yeah.
huh?
I can chill if you're cool with that, like, in the live.
My wife is staying at home and she loves it. Yes, people make more babies. Yeah, I'm glad that she loves it. I'm glad things are working out for you. That's awesome. I like to hear that. I hope everybody that wants to have babies can have babies. It's a great thing if you want it. I think that it's great when people choose to go child free too. I really do. I'm happy for them. It's like it makes me happy for a woman that she's not gonna. Um, but for the men that do want it's not about like finding somebody that's going to do all of the work. You should walk into it knowing it's the hardest job in the world. So once again, unless you work like a lot yourself, like I mean like 6 7 days, like you should be helping if your wife has a baby.
Have you seen the movie, Wolf of Wall Street?
No,
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
I've heard of it before.
Yeah, what do you think of, like, people who live the lifestyle where it's very, like, they get a lot of money and they have, like, drugs and they have a lot of, like, they're just always, like, doing, like, crazy stuff every day, like, with, like, women and stuff, like, I guess, like, hedonistic, I guess. You think that's, like, bad?
Yeah, yes. That's when the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. That's like one thing that I think it's the end of times. One big reason is because like of how obsessed everybody is with money and how many billionaires we have on the planet. And like the more money you have, the more hedonistic you tend to get. I
Yeah.
totally believe like those people that's one reason I like living here so much. And I hate saying that because I don't like that there's so many people that are destitute, but like it is nice to be in an area where most people don't have a lot. It's just like different. I could never go back to living in a city. One of the best movies of all time, Dirk Bike said about on Wall Street. Is that what it is? So, what is your position or belief now pertaining to God? Days said.
Um, that's like really hard. I would say like that's kind of the question right now. Like I've been going back and forth. Like I definitely like part of me was like, oh, like I might be
Mm.
agnostic, but I don't think so because I definitely believe there's a God. I definitely believe Jesus is God. So and I definitely believe in orthodoxy, but I just I can't get past. I hope maybe I should go talk to the priest or something, but I can't get past the one belief which they reject very strongly is that you're saved by faith alone. I believe you're saved by faith alone. I don't believe you're saved by your works. I think that's the whole point why Jesus came for us so that we don't because I can't be
Mhm,
perfect. So I think that's why Jesus was perfect. So
mhm,
I think to say that we should our works matter, but they're not what save us. Like we should try to be good people. We should try to not be like bad obviously, but like it's not like what save us. I think Jesus is what saves us. So I mean maybe I have to become Protestant because that's what Protestants believe. But I also believe in all the saint stuff. I also believe in all the icons, which Protestants believe that like the pictures is like idols. So it's kind of like a weird spot I'm in.
Oh, I didn't realize that about Protestants, but that makes sense because they don't have all the see, I know so little. It's like embarrassing. Like I wish my parents made sure we knew more about it, and that's why like I introduced the Bible to my kids and had them Bible study. My oldest son, when he was like 6 years old, he was writing out like the family tree for everybody in the Bible. Like Methuselah and stuff. Like, like I never heard of all these people till he started talking about them, and because I knew what it was like to be around a bunch of Christians and know nothing about the Bible. And so, do you agree with the passport bros? You know what that is, Jake?
Sorry, I just was reading this comment. It's kind of important. I don't know what that is.
Oh, are you reading Omatium's comment?
Yeah. Yeah, he said that's exactly what the Ortho Church teaches, man. They just don't separate faith and works like Protestants do and create a false dialect, a false either or. Um,
Good night, Bill. I hope you sleep well. Love you, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow.
yeah, I
I'll probably
watched
be
the
on here.
debate with like the Protestant understanding and the Orthodox understanding, and I honestly think that the Protestant understanding is more coherent because it's actually like using logic to like understand because the Bible says like Ephesians 2:8, 9, Romans, they do explicitly say that you're not saved by your works. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of things in the scripture that I think like directly like I even watching debates like there's this YouTuber called needgod.net. um it's just the emphasis. The biggest thing is the emphasis, right? Because like Protestants will put more emphasis on the scripture, and I feel like Orthodox will put more emphasis on the church fathers understanding of the scripture. And it's like I feel like you can read the scripture as an individual and you can understand what it's saying. And I feel like people will say that that's why there's so many different Protestant denominations, but Protestants share generally the
the five concepts of like you believe in Jesus, you believe in the Trinity, you believe you're saved by grace through faith alone, you believe in the Bible is the primary authority. So like they all share that, even if they have like different like not primary beliefs, like minor belief differences, but
Right.
they all share those core tenets. And honestly, like a lot of those things I agree with more so now that I think about it, because I watch debates and I just sorry, I'm going on a my phone just fell, but I'm going
That's a
on.
sign. Right after you said that, your phone falls.
Yeah, so that's it's time for me to stop talking, I guess.
No, it's a sign that maybe Protestantism, you might not feel like the perfect Orthodox, but you would be like the perfect Protestant after.
I know someone said I don't put faith in saints, Mary, or anything other than Most High Jesus. I definitely that's something so I might have to be Anglican because Anglicans they have bishops, Anglican, but their church is really cooked right now. They're really taken over by the liberal stuff right now because they have woman
Mm.
bishop. Um, did you see that video with
There's
Trump?
nothing wrong with that,
Did you see
but I
that video
understand
with
that's not traditional.
Did you see that video with Trump where the woman's like, "We need to be accepting of all the gay people,"
Mhm.
and I mean, I don't like, I don't believe that's not what Christianity teaches, but like, I don't hate gay people. Obviously, we need to be understanding of gay people, but I don't believe it's right because that's what the Bible teaches. You can't just be like openly gay. But like, obviously, people are gonna say like whatever, like they can say what they want. That's what I believe. So because
Right. See, that's what it just figures that the women and I that's one reason why I don't think I could be religious. I just don't think that God makes mistakes. You know what I mean? And like when I know it's kind of different now and there probably are people that like identify trying to be okay, I'm just saying like it is such a harder life path to go down. I don't think most people choose it just for the fun of it, you know. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate gay. I love everyone.
and I
I have
know you.
friends who are gay, so like that's what I was telling you. Like some of the nicest people I've met are like gay people. So like that's why it's like
Mhm.
that's
'Cause
why
they know what
another
it's
thing
like
I
to be
struggle.
judged.
Yeah,
Sorry. They,
I mean, I'm
have
not
a
judging
lot
them,
of
but
empathy. Right, but the whole world does, and that's
yeah.
what I'm saying, like, it's just it makes me sad that the female representation is going to be the liberal stuff, you know? Like, it's like, why can't it just be a woman that's like
This might sound like weird, but like some of the most some of the most attractive women I've been attracted to. I hope they weren't lying just to reject me, but they've been gay. Yeah.
Oh, well, gosh, I don't I don't think they're lying about that. I don't think women I mean, I'm sure it's happened in all of time, but I don't think women
Yeah,
use
no,
that
I
as a tactic.
know, yeah. No.
That is funny that you're
Yeah.
attracted to that, though. As an
They were
ex-nominal Christian, my biggest takeaway from Emmanuel is they without sin they're the first stone. He really went around preaching love and charity, Moonshiner said. Oh, that is, yes, that is, definitely. And I know where you're coming from with your beliefs, Jake. I don't think you're like a judgmental homophobe at all. But yeah, it just it grinds my gears that like the woman that gets to the leadership role is going to be like bringing that with her. Um Fendi said I was about to say some foolishness and froze. Ain't God good? You said before that. If you ask me my position, is it faith or is it works? I'd say, what's the difference? If you have faith, you will do good works. I think that is very well said, Amatiem. Good way to say that very succinctly. That is so well put, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
exactly. If you're
well,
always,
there's a there's a big difference. I mean, only because I know what you're thinking. Like a lot of people don't think it is, but this is why there's so many arguments and debates because this is one of the main.
Mhm.
This literally is one of the main arguments that is like separates everyone, like the Catholic Church, the Orthodox Church. This Saved by Faith alone is like there's so many debates about it.
Yeah, okay. See, I didn't know till you said the other night, just a night or two ago. It's like that is such a heavy burden to carry walking around. Okay, so the Passport Brothers, when I asked about that, that's like people will go to other countries to look for romantic interest. And of course, a lot of it turns into like they're just looking for hookups, but some men sincerely are trying to get a woman with non-Western values, so he will have a better chance at having like, a submissive wife, a woman that's not going to act like an American woman. So there's like a movement called like Passport Bros, and that's what I asked you, like if um I think it's just like anything and everybody else. Like there's probably good-hearted, good, sincere people doing it, but I don't think most are. Would you consider going to another country to look for a wife, Jake?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'd love to live in like a more traditional country in like the countryside. Like I'd love to be able to travel. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that would be nice to live in like it seems like the homogenous countries just have like a lot going for them, but I
There's so
love
many
America.
beautiful like foreign women too. Like so many
Yes.
like they I feel like they're like better looking almost a lot of them there.
Well, okay, so I think that like
In Croatia, yeah.
health is a foundation to beauty. And I've noticed this about other countries where it's like, I think they take better care of themselves. They have a stronger like family, like your social life really impacts you a lot. And like us women, like we show so much of like our health and our hormone imbalances and stuff through our face, I feel like. Like my husband, like I don't think I've never seen him with dark circles under his eyes once in like 20 years. Like so many of you guys, like you don't, and it's like women, if we don't put makeup on, we have like dark circles under our eyes. It's like we need more. And I know women don't need makeup, but um, where was I going with that? I'm getting tired. I'm going to Russia, Jake. That's where I'm heading. That's my plan, Fendi said. Yes, there's a lot. Oh, yeah, beautiful women in other parts of the world, especially where it's like they don't have all this crap. And I know like India is very polluted, but like just all over the world, like women can just be so pretty. I got drunk and behaved like an idiot. Oh, I remember you, Leroy. How are you doing?
Oma Tiem, I would say like I know that they say that. I know they say it came later, but I think that you can find in the church fathers there's a lot of things that they say that teach that you can make it say that you're saved by faith alone. Also, I think that it's different because like the Bible like the more and more I think about it, I'm still like thinking about it, so I'm not sure on anything yet. But the more and more I think about it, I definitely think the Bible should be over the church. That's what I think because the Bible is the words of God, and the church are men ultimately, and the church fathers they have authority and they were saints and they should be well respected. But I don't. The more and more that I think about it, I'm not saying this is what I believe right now, but I'm just saying the more I think about it, I think that the since the Bible is the word of God and men are fallible, men make mistakes. Even the saints they were sinners, so it's like I think that's what I should put my ultimate trust in, and I think that the Bible is very. I think the Bible is very clear on that we're saved by faith alone. I think it's clear to understand when you read the scripture that we're saved by faith alone, and that's something that a lot of
Catholics or Orthodox will try to say the Bible is not clear. That's why you have so many different interpretations. That's why there's so many different denominations of Protestantism. And I just think that the Bible is clear when you read it. Like it is clear, and especially on sola fide specifically, because I mean everything else, like maybe there are things that are hard to understand, but like generally every Protestant believes in sola fide.
That's see, I never even heard of that till tonight.
Sola fide is Latin for your faith alone.
Do you believe there's missing books in the Bible? And hi, Dorothy. I'm so glad you're in here. Do you think there's missing books to the Bible, or do you think it's complete?
Yeah, well, I'll answer your question, but I'm just reading what this guy said. He said the Reformation brought us common folk, the Bible, and in our native tongue. Many people were murdered, burned at the stake, etc. Also, we can have the Bible interpret it for ourselves and not have to. Yeah, I think that's true, but I would say that's more true for the Catholics. The Orthodox always gave out the scripture in the vernacular, and always that's why you have Greek Orthodox, that's why you have Russian Orthodox. It's not different. It's not different. Like they believe in the same thing. It's just in the vernacular. So the Orthodox would always give it in their vernacular, but Catholics were very, strict about who would get to be able to read the scripture. So it's more true for Catholics, but um. Anyway, what was your question? I'm sorry.
Do you think there's lost
Lost
books from the
lost books
Bible?
from the Bible. I don't know. I don't, because I've looked at like the Gospel of Thomas or like the other like different books, like the Gnostic texts, and I think that they're not. There's a reason they're not in the Bible is because they don't like line up with like the story like cohesively. They're kind of like more like other groups, and that's also why they were like condemned as like I mean, heretic. Like, I feel like those ones were rightly condemned as heretics in the early church because a lot of things they were saying were like completely just way out of whack, left field. Like, not saying Jesus wasn't God, Jesus was a creature, or Jesus was just like a form or something. Like, yeah. So those just don't. They just didn't make sense. So that's why they were condemned, kind of.
Omatiem said the church is a pillar and ground of truth according to scripture, 1 Timothy 3:15. It's fine to have doubts, bro. You sound very Protestant though, to be honest, not Orthodox. Did you finish your what is that, catechism? Am I saying that right at all?
I mean, he's right. What he's saying is right, bro. Like, he's right. Like right now, uh, I don't really like. I don't know. Like what I said. Like I don't know right now. Like I'm kind of in figuring it out. Like uh, what did he say? It's fine to have doubts, bro. You sound very Protestant, though. To be honest, yeah, it is doubts. Like it's doubts. But yeah, I'm a baptized Orthodox Christian technically, but it's funny because I've been baptized in like 3 different times, like in different
That's
churches.
neat.
I was baptized in the Jordan River. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
wow. How many people? Well, probably a lot of people can say that, but still, not really. Nexus database, I feel the same way. I believe in God. Or I do believe in the Bible, but I don't consider myself Christian. It like see, okay, so and I don't think you'll take offense to this. Like I want to be like with all due respect, like I don't mean this towards you personally, Jake, but like every every person I've gotten close to that was a part of a church opened up to me about how it hurt them in some way, you know?
yeah, and that's what I
I've
feel,
never known
honestly.
somebody that was part of a church that like had a really good experience overall without suffering some like really bad falling out. It just and most of these were homeschooling moms, you know.
Yeah, like on my team, honestly, like what I would say to you is like I really do hope I can be Orthodox. Like I want to be Orthodox. I want to go back to the Orthodox Church, but right now I'm not emotionally ready. I feel like it caused me a lot of emotional baggage and trauma, and I don't think it's healthy. So I'm taking a step back. I'm taking a break, and I'm also, I might say other things like interested, agnostic, or interested, but I don't really actually know. I'm just saying that kind of as like an excuse more so, but like it's more of like a feeling for me, and I would say like basically what I mean is like there are certain things that I struggle with, and I question. So that's what it means.
Right. So Moonshiner just left a funny comment. I don't think I've ever known an Orthodox person say, Lilith, the first woman. Do you think she's a furry since she is the mother of all demons? I, is that that is such a silly question, Moonshiner. Moonshiner is a not a troll. Abrahamic faiths argue with each other on which interpretations and denominations within Abrahamic faith is correct. When asked about God, they say no one knows God and they alone have the correct faith in God, Dale said. Yeah, that's the thing. They all think they're right, right?
Yeah, that's what
And
I
I
struggle with.
understand and Fendi, I wanted to say there's some people that think that there's like lost scriptures and like I've heard of one book supposedly people talk about the book of Sophia is like what some might consider a lost book. That's all speculative. Are you Gen Z, Jake? Yeah, right?
And
You're
so,
21?
yeah,
I think so.
yeah,
I hear you. You don't have to answer to any of us. It's between you and God ultimately. Yes, I think that it's great that you are, faithful, and it's like, I that's what I try to instill in my sons, even though I'm not religious. Like, it's important to be faithful, and I commend you for like going on that journey and like not giving up. And I think it's great that you have a therapist and you can say that. And like, you're being a great example for people, Jake. Like when we're talking about how people act about men seeking help, just sharing your story is like helping other people. And sadly, yes, he is Gen Z, Fendi said. And that's what's so great. Like when I saw you and your channel, I'm like, oh gosh, like with 6, 7 things like that going around, it's like, what is this world coming to? But then there's young people like you that really do give me hope. And I hope that, this world doesn't drag y'all down too much. Jeez Louise. Adam's first wife, the legend of Lilith, is Adam's first wife created in the same way as him and leaving because she wouldn't be subservient is a product of later Jewish folklore, not the Bible, Mr. Carey. Mr. Carey always comes in with the facts.
I've never heard that before. That's cool though.
Well, you guys, I want to do a video on Lilith. Just Lilith is different things and different, but it's really the same. But you know what I'm trying to say.
You
Lilith
said
shows
you
up in
like
a lot of
to.
different beliefs.
You said you like to read like Carl Jung. Are you into that?
Yes, I should be reading a book on my channel right now. I'll show you. I already read one and then I have two other ones. It's like the kind of thing I just can't. I read this. It's by Robert Thompson, right? Robert Johnson. But it's Jungian psychology and then I wanted to read it goes I don't know in what order you're supposed to read it, but She and We. See, this is We Understanding the Psychology of Romantic Love. I love Jungian psychology.
Yeah.
And that's, the inner and the anima and the animus, like even Carl Jung knew it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we all have masculine and feminine. And if people didn't hate women so much and like what like they love women in certain ways, but then like they just degrade women and look at them as less than human, and that's why to be feminine is degrading. Um anyways, of course the no people would make up something like that. Okay. Do you have anything else to say, Jake? Because I think I'm ready to get off of here. I get up at 6 in the morning, so
Oh
I
wow.
need to go to bed soon. Yeah, I get up at the same time every day.
All right.
Autism gets up at the same time every day. I'm not calling my son autism. I'm just saying he's very rigid with his routine. So he's used to getting up in school mornings, so
I trolled you pretty good last night.
what? Tell me, because now I want to know.
You don't remember on the
No,
live
Jake, I
the
don't
last thing
remember.
I don't want to say
What?
it. That was the troll, but the troll was my best friend's name.
Oh, I was wondering what that. I know what you're talking about. I was wondering what. I was like, did I read the screen name wrong? Did Jake say that?
You're like, did Jake really say that? It's like, I had to get you one time, you know. See, that's what I mean, because like sometimes I have like maybe a bad sense of humor, but
A 21-year-old sense of
yeah,
humor, you mean?
yeah, and I'll do things like that a little bit, like rage bait or trolling. Like I wouldn't do that to you because you're older, but like to my friends. And this one girl at my work, she like hates me, but everyone else thinks it's funny though.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
That's why
I grew up,
like
I was the
people are really
youngest.
sensitive like about it, but other people
Hmm.
can like just laugh about it.
Yeah, like I'm the baby of the family, so I'm used to being made fun of. I'm used to having half my childhood was like me being monkey in the middle.
Yeah,
Like literally my siblings would like to throw stuff over my head back and forth and like
yeah.
so I'm used to it.
That name comes from like there's so many YouTubers who would like they would go in the Zoom. You know the ones who go in the Zoom calls. They crash the Zoom calls.
No.
No, but like there's these YouTubers who crash these like Zoom calls, and they'll put like the craziest names, and they'll be like, and the teacher will be like, next up we have, I'm not gonna say it, but
Mm,
like all these like crazy names, or people who go to like the like a restaurant, they'll ask for their email and they'll have some like weird email.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's like Gen Z humor though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, um,
All
it
right.
was fun
Yeah.
getting on
Thank
here
you.
with you. Eric asked if either of us have astral projected. I don't believe
No.
I've ever astral projected. Neither has Jake. He said, I know what you're talking about, Jake. I be watching
Yes, Subtrist is so
Subtrist.
funny, and Nick is so funny, or the Nick guy is so funny. Subtrist is hilarious, bro.
Okay, that sounds like a prank thing I could think was funny. So many pranks like aren't funny, but that sounds funny. When you guys are too young to know what it's like to prank call businesses, to prank call people you looked up in the phone book, you guys have no idea. You used to be able to just like call a random phone number and like just start talking to them and mess with them, and like I know it's cheesy. You probably heard the joke, is your refrigerator running? Have
One
you
that's
heard that?
crazy, they get so mad is when the people they'll prank like the drive through, they'll hack into like the drive through speaker and they'll start
Oh.
talking on it and be like and the guy will be like, so you want a double McBurger? And the other guy's like, no, I don't want that. And then there's the other guy on the line that's like, no, I'm sorry. There's this other guy that's on here. I don't know what he's saying, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's up, dude?" So they're like fighting each other. Yeah. Oh,
Fendi,
you
I
got
don't
a
know what
gift.
comment. Sorry.
You
I don't
got a
know what
gift.
comment you're talking about. I am going to look up Subtrist though, because that does sound funny.
Yeah, you should. It's funny. You know,
Mr.
yeah.
Carey. Thank you. Mr. Carey sent me 5 jewels. That's so cool. Thanks. Oh,
He
look
sent
at
another
that.
one.
Thank you. Oh. Dorothy said good night. All I'm very tired today, getting up early tomorrow. Glad I caught some of this. Hey, Dorothy, another happy 54th wedding anniversary. I know it was yesterday, but still, it was so nice to get to talk to you on your wedding anniversary. Good night, and I hope you sleep well, and I love you. Well, thank you, Mr. Carey. That's a great way to end the chat. I've heard of the display TVs. This is new to me, those crazy kids. Oh, Mr. Carey sent a high five.
Mr. Carey going crazy on the donations.
Okay, Fendi, I don't know if your comment didn't show up, but like I read all your comments. You said,
Fendi, your
I know what they're
comments
talking
might be
about, Jay,
banned again.
etc. Are you trying to get me to say NICCA? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, that's what, okay. See, I was like, why would you want me to say that? Um, okay. I love you all. I hope you have a great night. And I'll probably see you tomorrow. You're probably saying words that YouTube has banned because I don't have any banned words, Leroy. Love you guys. Good night.